Okay guys, what's going on guys? NealGuides here, welcome back to the video. Now, I'll be getting another lot of requests in regarding two things. A, about there's an issue with controller settings, and B, there's a glitch with left stick dribbling. How left stick dribbling has changed after the patch. A lot of people have been complaining that the left stick dribbling is broken or something is wrong with the animations, both in old gen and new generation. I'm going to explain to you what's happened in terms of that. But the first thing I want to say is just double check your settings anyway, because what happened was when the patch came out, for some reason, my controls changed. I don't know. Basically, for those who don't know, the patch that came out it fixed the competitive mouse switch. It doesn't matter. You can put these all on, or you can choose whatever you want. And if you try to put assisted jockeying on and you put this to on, basically there was a visual glitch where it leaves the jockey on assisted. So even though this is what it says there, if you turn to on, the on button was glitched, it didn't work, and that meant that you could still use manual jockeying. Thankfully, they have fixed that, but there's also an issue with left stick dribbling, which I'll go over in a second. But before I do that, I just want to say, just double check your controls, because for some reason, a lot of my controls get quickly shift down, so you can see exactly what I'm using. So, of course, don't forget now, it doesn't matter what you do, Agile Jockey makes no difference. Competitive mouse switch is on. And these are just my regular settings. Nothing has really changed over there. But for example, I think my clearance was changed or something. I was changed directional. My icon switching wasn't off, and mine was switched to player relative, if I'm not mistaken. So just double check your controls. A lot of people are actually playing with the wrong right stick switching. A lot of people have been saying, hey look, if you're struggling with defending post-patch, have you checked your switching? Because it might be the game has switched the settings for you. Just double check those, and those are the rest of the settings if you are like to copy those. In terms of the problem itself was left stick dribbling. Now people keep saying to me, hey look, no, there's a problem with the game. I'm trying to left stick dribble, but the game is not allowing me, or I'm not getting these animations. Now, what you're referring to is contextual agile dribbling. You might have heard the word that pros call it CAD, or you might have me say CAD is an abbreviation for contextual agile dribbling. Basically, what happened was with the patch, when I made a video a couple of months ago, I explained that you want to have contextual agile dribbling off, not on, contrary to belief. But let's say, for example, you left it on to aid you, or let's say, for example, you didn't even watch the video, you didn't even know about the master switch. The problem is that the game enables agile dribbling, which is basically the R1 button, right? It enables agile dribbling by default, and you can't stop it. Simple as that. I normally use my custom controls, but it's irrelevant. But it's R1, okay? So what happens is you can go into a game, and if you do left stick dribbling, normally when you left stick dribble, I'll show you an example in a second. You normally shift the ball from the left to the right, and when you shift the ball, your player moves with the ball. So you shift the ball to the right, the ball moves to the right, and your player will cover it. That is how left dribbling is meant to be. If you shift the ball to the left, the ball will go there, and your player will cover it. It shifts the ball with the player. Does that make sense? But when this was on, people didn't realize, but the game was actually doing agile dribbling movements for you. So it actually helped a lot of lower tier players that maybe didn't know how to use agile dribbling, but made the dribbling more fluid. Now, for me, there's no reason why you'd ever want this on, because you want manual control yourself. But after the competitive mouse switch, it basically forces it off every single time now. Do you see that? So that's the issue with left dribbling. So the best I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a kickoff game. I'm going to quickly explain this to you. That'll be the quickest way I can do it. If I go here, I'm just going to go into any classic match. I'm just going to choose any team. Paris versus Paris. And we're just going to go into beginner mode, or amateur, just so I can beginner. So just so I can show you without the AI tackling me. And we'll go into the game. So I am playing this on PS5, but it makes no difference if you play this on PS4, PS5. It honestly makes no difference. Okay, so let's double check the controls. Make sure I've got my controls on. Don't worry, whatever you're seeing pressed on the screen, don't worry, that's the classic controls. I've remapped them. People always ask me, hey no, don't use PET's controls. That is true, but I've remapped my controls. So whatever controls you do see, it's actually the default control. So for example, like here, I'm pressing the R1 button on my controller. You see I'm pressing the R1 button, but it's registering as R2. Like for example, I shoot with the square button. So I press shoot, you can see ends up pressing circle. So for those that are wondering, that is basically it. But so let me explain this to you. So when I get the ball back, I want to give the ball. So ideally, the best way to show you this is with a player like Mbappe. Okay. So watch with Mbappe. If I take a left stick touch upwards, I shift the ball up. If I go down, I shift the ball down. And you see how my body covers the other side. That is how left stick dribbling is meant to be. So you can see if I go like this very, very quickly, you see my body is shifting with the ball. Do you see that? Now what happened was, before there was agile dribbling movement. So you didn't have to actually hold the agile dribbling button. You don't have to actually hold the agile dribbling button, but sometimes when you go into position, let's say near the box, and you're up against your opponent, the game will automatically use agile dribbling. That's why you might have seen that you might be able to do this kind of dribbles where the ball, you slide it along. Now I thought this was the most irritating thing that ever existed in FIFA, but you can see here, you get these animations, and you see, look, if I hold the R1 button and I move it in circular motions, is much different from, for example, changing the ball direction. You see the difference? That's left stick dribbling, and that's agile dribbling. Do you see that? How the ball kind of shifts away and then you roll the ball over. So that is the issue. So if you're struggling right now with left stick dribbling, it's all because of this contextual agile dribbling. And now because it's off, it's not forcing the animations in. So what this does is, it means you're by yourself. This is how it should be. Don't worry, you might be phased in the first couple of days or so, first couple of weeks. But that is how I left stick dribble. People always ask how I left stick dribble. That's how I do it. And you'll see that players like Messi, they'll feel very, very fluid on the ball. The fix for this, let's say, for example, you're really in disarray and you're like, you know what, I need agile movements. Just tap the R1 button whenever you need to do these movements. If you really, really want it, you can hold it, or you can tap it, or you can hold it in burst mode. But you can't left stick dribble effectively. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some clips. Because people always ask me, hey Neil, look, how do you left stick dribbling, or how do you do your left stick dribbling? How does it work? So I thought I'd show you some clips. I just got a list of clips here. Unfortunately, I recorded a lot more clips here, but for some reason I lost a lot of the clips this weekend league. But hang on one second. Let's get this in. So let's see if I can find a clip over here. Okay, so have a look over here. So when I get the ball with Martial, right? So we're going to view this in full screen, like this. Now watch when I get the ball with Martial. You see I'm left stick dribbling. You see I'm shifting the ball as well. And you see I'm doing a bit of fake shots as well. But you see how my player is shifting the ball. And that is why it's so important. If you do agile dribbling here, the game will enable contextual agile dribbling. And instead of this animation where you're kind of, rolling it, moving it along. Say you're shifting the ball here. See, I'm moving left hand to the opposite side. Say you shift the ball. That's the issue. So if you don't do that, unfortunately, you're going to end up doing something like this. If I just press play for a second and I get the ball back here, you're going to end up doing this kind of motion if you change direction. See that? And you slide the ball, or you kind of put your foot and you roll the ball backwards. So that was a big issue in terms of that. But if I show you another clip, the benefit of using this method, so I want to show you, let's see if I can find a clip over here. What's this one here? That's a regular fake shot. These are just the highlights that I use from the weekend league, should I say. It's not one there. Just trying to look for one that I got with left stick dribbling. But you can see here, watch with Martial. So watch the incremental movements, okay? So watch when I get the ball with Martial, watch. I kind of do a fake shot and I go backwards. See when I go backwards, see how the ball shifts completely? Watch. The ball shifts to the right hand side. I fake one way, then I go back again, and then I go for the goal. If you have contextual agile dribbling on, you cannot do this because the player starts to roll the ball backwards and forwards. But you see, I want to shift the ball, and people find this irritating because some of you may not understand the use of this, but a lot of players, for example, if you're in this situation, you may want to turn around. Like let's say you're standing here with the ball. You may want to turn around and face the other way with the ball like this. But with agile dribbling, the ball could be rolled backwards. Do you see where the problem lies? So if you're not too sure what I'm talking about, you see, like if you shift like that, the ball won't shift like that. It will just roll the ball backwards. And you see, this is what enables me to make these quick movements, and I can almost outsmart my goalkeeper. See, because don't forget, jockeying is manual now, so a lot of people are very much struggling with the jockeying. So you see, for example, over here, the exact same thing. So have a look at this one over here. I think this is a simple, even less movement over here, but you can see, watch. When I get the ball with Claudio, watch how I turn out that situation. Again, there's no rolling of the ball. I just quickly flick one way, go the other way, a bit of deception. Here doing a pass upwards. Neymar go up one way, flick the other way. And you see, I wouldn't be able to get that situation because the game would have forced contextual dribbling. Left stick touch upwards, and there's very simply a goal. So a lot of these things that people thought they were trying to do or could do, they can't. Have a look at this one over here. This is such a very good example. So you can see this is Martial, not the most fluid of players. Still very fluid, but not the Messis, the Ben Yedders, the Neymars. But you can see, watch here, watch how I just use left stick dribbling just to beat my my opponent. I tried to do a bit of a cheeky walk past the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, it makes a terrific save. But if I slow it down, you can see my left analog stick. Watch the movement. This will be the final example that I show you. So like here, you can see here, I shift upwards and the ball shifts. I can move around the goalkeeper. Here I should have probably gone upwards, but I end up going down to get the ball. Then I shift down and I see a player. Shift down again, go down, and then I go all the way around him. And the goalkeeper just makes some terrific dive to get the ball. But do you understand the point I'm trying to say? So less dribbling, it should be better for you. Just do a bit of practicing. It will take a bit of time to get used to be honest. Don't expect to be getting it straight away. But like you can see, you can left dribble like this, and you can shift the ball very quickly and go into these quick and small gaps. But that's just what I wanted to show you in regards to left stick dribbling, and that is the fix. Because apparently everyone, look, don't forget, although most of you guys watch my videos, some people just come to my videos for the first time ever. They've not seen a video before prior or previously, so make sure that you're aware that this doesn't work anymore, and that should fix your left stick dribbling issue. But anyway guys, that is me just going over left stick dribbling, the kind of fix left stick dribbling. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Of course, I'll catch you next time, and don't forget as well, just double check your settings or just in case something's changed. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.